This is the third question in machine learning interview series, and today we will see what is the typical workflow of a machine learning project. So you can find some differences at multiple places, but this is roughly a overview of how you should structure your machine learning project or what are the different stages in it. So first stage is data collection, because learning happens when you have data. If you don't have data, you cannot train a model. So the first stage is data collection, then training of the model once you have the data and you have pre-processed the data. And this training will take multiple iteration, multiple epochs. So your model will pass through the training data multiple times, and they will, in each iteration, they will try to move towards convergence. So it will take multiple iterations, and then you will evaluate your model on some unseen data, whether it's performing good or not. And once you are satisfied, you will deploy the model. And when you have deployed it, you will get feedback from the field, the actual users, where you can find some new scenarios or you can get some new data on which your model does not perform so well. So you will need to retrain if required. So if required, you will feed in the extra data plus new data, and then you will repeat the process. So let's see all of these stages on a practical example of eye detection problem. And we will run through all of these stages, and we will see how it works. So first stage is data collection. So in order to detect human eye, you need a good amount of images of human eye. So these are the faces. You can have a different data set also, where complete person is there, or the person is not looking straight towards the camera. It may be looking left, right. So you have to collect all such scenarios and gather a big data set. And once you have a big data set, you will label the data set. So I have not written labeling here. So labeling is included in this only. Pre-processing, everything will come under this. So once you have labeled your data and pre-processed it, then you can feed it to the network. So this will be a typical labeled data for detecting human eye. So you see these red rectangles around the eyes. So once you have prepared all such, labeled all the data, let's say you collected 10,000 data, and out of that you set aside 1,000 for your evaluation or testing of your model, and the rest 9,000 you feed it to the model. And this is a convolutional neural network. You can see these are, let's say this yellow one denotes the convolution layer, this denotes pooling, and finally the last layer will fetch us the result, the result will include the bounding boxes of rectangle, different bounding boxes in the image through which you can visualize by drawing it, and you can get something like this. So you need to train this for multiple iteration, multiple epochs. So maybe after first iteration, it's not doing so good. It's not detecting. It's maybe detecting this as eye. Maybe in second iteration, it's not detecting any eye at all, not any bounding box. In third iteration, maybe it's picking this ear or this mouth as eye. And subsequently, you will feel that the error is decreasing and it's able to do a good job, and it's detecting the eyes properly. So now it will be time to evaluate your model, how good it has trained. So the 1,000 images that you had set aside, the labeled images, you can run your model on those new images, because it was trained on these 9K images, not this 1K. So this is a new data for it. So now you evaluate it. Let's say these two images were not in the training set, and you see that your model detects eyes in both the images. or in your case, you have 1000 images. So you see that accuracy is pretty high, maybe close to 99%, and you are satisfied that our model is doing very good. So you decide to deploy the model. So you do the deployment, and then you feel that there are some cases in which the model is not doing so well. Because if you see that your training set has images where none of the people are wearing specs, and mostly you can see that the people are looking towards the camera. So you may face some new scenarios when you deploy it and real users are using it. So maybe it works good for other scenarios, but let's say these two are some of the images on which your model is not doing well. Maybe in this case it detects one eye, but it does not detect other eye. Or maybe in this case it does not detect eye at all. So you feel that, oh, this looks like the images in which people are wearing specs, our model is not doing so great. So you got some new data. You will get some new data, persons with spec, and add it to your earlier data set. So you will increase your data and then retrain the model with new data set and evaluate with some images from newer data set also, and then you will redeploy it once you are satisfied. So hope you understood the typical machine learning project workflow, and there may be some variation here and there, but this is the overall idea, and hope you understood it.